it's just Martine, and it's time to read some Dollar Tree books. A couple months ago, my friend Danielle said the craziest thing: what if I read only nonfiction for the year of 2024? We were like, Danielle, don't do it. So she was like, okay, what about a month? And then we were all like, what would we read for an entire month if we could only read that? So I've been tasked with reading only books from Dollar Tree, aside from a few exceptions that I listed in my last video. For the month of October, it's Chaos-tober, week 2. I have 2 main Dollar Tree books that I want to finish this week: Extraordinary Adventures by Daniel Wallace and Not Bad People by Brandy Scott. Let's get to it. It is Wednesday afternoon and I finished reading Extraordinary Adventures by Daniel Wallace. I'm giving this 4 stars. In this book, we're following Edsel Bronfman, aka Bronfman, and he gets a call one day that says he has won a 2-day stay for free, like everything paid, at this place at the beach. But the one thing standing in his way is that to go on this trip, to be qualified, he has to have a companion go with him. So he goes on the search to find a woman to accompany him to this condo. And for the rest of his life, Bronfman has pretty much been a hermit. He goes to work, he goes to his mom's, he goes home. And so he's kind of tasked in this book with getting outside of his comfort zone. I really enjoyed the book. I liked the characters. There was lots of interesting characters. It wasn't the case that Edsel was the only interesting character, which I think sometimes when you have a character this quirky can be the case. But no, everybody in this book was just a little interesting. As somebody who very much likes to stay in my comfort zone and maybe tries not to interact with people as much as I maybe could, it was also interesting to see what happened to Edsel's life when he stepped out of his comfort zone and kind of went for it. I don't know, this was just a cute, fun read for me, and I enjoyed it. Even though I haven't read Big Fish, which is by the same author, I feel like I could definitely tell that they're the same author because I've seen the movie for Big Fish, right? And I feel like from what I know of that movie, if it sticks pretty well to the book, it all makes sense. This author just writes interesting characters, wacky, interesting characters. And so now that I did confirm that I enjoy his writing style, maybe I should now read Big Fish since I've already seen the movie. Things to think about. It is Thursday afternoon and I am realizing how big of a book this is, but I'm like, wow, I'm gonna finish this weekend? I'm on page 42. I'm not even 10% of the way in. Granted, I don't have anything else to do this weekend, but reading that much out of one book is really not my style, so I guess we'll see what happens. I'm so tempted to start another book, but I've barely started this one. I should at least get further in it before I start another book, right? It's also so weird this month. I have so many Dollar Tree books at home, but here I only have some of them. And so it's I have a really limited selection on what to read next. So there are only limited vibes that I can go with. I'm used to a library of everything. I could read anything. And now I'm you can read one of these 20 books. And it turns out sometimes 20 doesn't feel like enough, because now I'm looking at these books that I could start being do I want to start this? I don't know. But do I want to be reading less books at once? Not really. It's not my vibe, but that's what's been happening this month, because I'm well, they're all physical books. How could I be in the middle of 7 physical books? Because usually one of the reasons I'm in the middle of so many books is because I can take all my ebooks anywhere with me. A vibe for every occasion in every place. This way it's I can bring one vibe with me. That's it. And even then, it's a pain to haul around a book this big. It's just been a really interesting reading month so far. Not a bad one, just an interesting one. Good morning, happy Saturday. It's the perfect rainy morning here to get some good reading done. I already sat in bed and read for an hour this morning. It's also the last day of the 75 hard reading challenge, and I'm officially done my reading for that. I just need to get my 60 exercise minutes, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. So I'm out and about while there's a pause in the rain to try and get some steps in. I've got my rain boots on. I've got a backpack full of rain gear and also a book just in case. And I'm probably gonna grab some breakfast here soon, but it's a good morning. It's Sunday morning, and according to my bestie, Bookly, I have 5 hours, 3 minutes, and 32 seconds left of Not Bad People, which I said I wanted to finish today, so that's this. I didn't pick it up yesterday at all, not a single page, but yesterday I did get a lot of reading done. It was just not this book. It was mainly a 12 TBR's book, which is good, don't get me wrong, I still need to finish those books. But also, hello, I said I wanted to read this week and I haven't. So the goal for today is to go crazy and read this book, which, listen, 5 hours of reading, I could totally do on a Sunday. 5 hours of reading the same book, that's gonna be the challenge here, but I really wanna do it. It's currently 8:57 a.m., approaching 9 a.m., and I just finished editing my Wednesday video, which is the only other plan I have today aside from like going to the dining hall to eat and talking to my family on our regular Zoom call. It's almost time to crack into this and get going. Just minute by minute. That's all I need to do, minute by minute, and 5 hours will just happen, right? Right. Shout out to me. I really didn't know if I could pull this off just because I've been a bit slumpy lately. And again, just reading one book at a time for 5 hours in the day is a lot. But I did just finish Not Bad People by Brandy Scott, which I'm giving 4 stars. In this one, we're following 3 women. They've been friends for over 30 years. And one night they do this ceremony where they let go of these lanterns and they have like things that they're letting go of in them. It go up and then they see this random flash in the sky. And the next day they find out there's been an airplane crash and one of them gets really worried that the lantern maybe hit the airplane and caused the accident, and things go from there. You might listen to that synopsis and think, how could you turn that into an over 500-page book? I've got to tell you, this author did it in a really interesting way. It had the vibes of like Big Little Lies, Australian, set in like a small town, very like moms going after each other, 30-year-old women things, but the ending of this was just crazy. Like, it was kind of a slow build at the beginning, but we were really getting to know all the characters, and I liked them all as characters. Like, I didn't like them as people necessarily, but I thought they were good characters. They're not bad people, but... And then, like, as we uncovered their secrets and things, it just got crazier and crazier. Out of the 3 women we're mainly following, there's Amy, and she's had trouble with her OCD in the past, worrying that a lot of things are her fault, and she's the one that first gets worried that the lanterns caused the airplane crash. Although this is a very extreme example of OCD, it is based on the author's own experience, which I really appreciated. Then we're also following Lou, and she had a child as a teenager and has kind of been stuck in this small town even though she always really wanted to get out. And now her daughter is about the age that she was when she got pregnant, and things might be happening there, which is stressful for her. And then we're also following Melinda, who's like a girl boss, single woman who started her own company that sells lockets, kind of in a like Mary Kay situation. It's weird, but it was just so interesting to follow these 3 and like how intertwined their lives have been for the past 30 years and remain to be. And I love the like small town gossipy thing going on in books like this. You would think that idea, maybe it could warrant a large book, but could it warrant a large, interesting book? And I think Brandy Scott made that happen. So hats off to her. And that also means I finished my reading goals for this week. This week I finished Extraordinary Adventures by Daniel Wallace and Not Bad People, and I gave both of them 4 stars, so a pretty successful reading week. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. Do either of these books sound interesting to you? Do you enjoy a slow, character-driven mystery thriller type small town situation like this? Or are you looking more for a quirky main character trying to find love in the world? And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!